Have you ever opened your laptop only to be greeted by a flickering screen, blinking lights, or strange lines running across your display? This can be both distracting and concerning, especially if you rely on your laptop for work or study. In this video, we'll break down the common reasons behind laptop screen flickering, what symptoms to look out for, and most importantly, how you can fix these issues step by step. Whether your screen blinks after a Windows update or only when you adjust the brightness, we've got you covered. Let's get started by understanding what exactly is happening when your laptop screen starts acting up. First step in solving any issue is recognizing the symptoms. Laptop screen flickering can show up in several ways. You might see the display blinking continuously, notice the brightness changing on its own, or spot horizontal or vertical lines across the screen. Sometimes the flickering only starts after you log in or when you change the screen brightness. In other cases, it might happen after a recent Windows update. Interestingly, if you connect your laptop to an external monitor and the external display works fine, that's an important clue about where the problem lies. Let's take a closer look at the most common symptoms of a flickering laptop screen. You might notice the screen blinking nonstop, the brightness shifting without your input, or lines, either horizontal or vertical, appearing on the display. Sometimes the flickering only happens after a Windows update or when you move the laptop lid. If your external monitor works perfectly while your laptop screen flickers, it's a strong sign that the issue is with the laptop's display or its internal connections, not the graphics card or system software. One of the most common causes of screen flickering is a problem with the display driver. If the driver is outdated, corrupted, or incompatible with your system, it can cause the screen to blink, flash, or show lines. This often happens after a major Windows update or if you've recently installed new hardware. The good news is that updating or reinstalling the display driver can often resolve the issue quickly. We'll walk through how to do this in the next scene. Another possible culprit is the refresh rate setting on your laptop. If the refresh rate is set incorrectly, your screen may flicker or display lines. This is especially common if you've recently changed display settings or connected your laptop to a different monitor. The refresh rate determines how often your screen updates per second, and most laptops work best at 60 Hz. Setting the wrong rate can cause instability and visual glitches. Inside your laptop, a thin cable connects the screen to the motherboard. If this cable becomes loose, damaged, or worn out, often from opening and closing the lid repeatedly, it can cause flickering, blinking, or lines on the display. This is especially likely if the flickering gets worse when you move the screen or adjust the angle. In such cases, the issue is hardware-related and may require opening up the laptop or visiting a service center. Backlight and inverter are essential components that illuminate your laptop screen. If either of these parts starts to fail, you might notice flickering, dimming, or uneven lighting. Backlight issues are more common in older laptops, while inverter problems can cause the screen to flash or go dark intermittently. Diagnosing these issues can be tricky, but if you suspect a hardware fault, professional repair is often the best solution. Sometimes the screen panel itself may be starting to fail. This can happen due to age, physical damage, or manufacturing defects. Symptoms include persistent lines, flickering that doesn't go away, or areas of the screen that remain dark or discolored. If you see these signs, especially if they appear even in the BIOS or during startup, it's likely that the panel needs to be replaced. Graphics Processing Unit (GPU) is responsible for rendering images on your screen. If there's a problem with the GPU or its drivers, you might experience flickering, artifacts, or even complete display failure. This can be caused by overheating, outdated drivers, or hardware faults. If updating drivers doesn't help and the issue persists on all displays, the GPU may need professional attention. Sometimes, your laptop's brightness or power settings can cause the screen to flicker. Features like adaptive brightness or power-saving modes may automatically adjust the display, leading to unexpected changes in brightness or even flickering. Disabling these features and setting your power mode to balanced can often resolve the issue, especially if the flicker only happens when the laptop is on battery power. Start troubleshooting by updating or reinstalling your display driver. Open Device Manager, find Display Adapters, and right-click your graphics device. Choose Update Driver or Uninstall Device, then restart your laptop. Windows will attempt to reinstall the correct driver automatically. This simple step can resolve many flickering issues caused by corrupted or outdated drivers. Next, check your display's refresh rate. Go to Settings, then Display, and select Advanced Display Settings. Make sure the refresh rate is set to the recommended value, usually 60 Hz for most laptops. An incorrect refresh rate can cause instability and flickering, so this adjustment is crucial for a stable display. Narrow down the issue, connect your laptop to an external monitor using an HDMI cable. If the external display works perfectly while your laptop screen continues to flicker, the problem is likely with your laptop's screen or its internal connections, not the graphics card. This test helps you determine whether the issue is hardware or software related. Now let's adjust your brightness and power settings. Go to your laptop settings and disable adaptive brightness. Set your power mode to balanced instead of power saver. These changes can prevent the system from automatically altering your screen brightness, which sometimes causes flickering, especially on battery power. If you're still experiencing flickering, try booting your laptop into safe mode. In safe mode, only essential drivers and software are loaded. If the flickering disappears, it's likely a driver or software issue. This information is valuable for narrowing down the root cause and deciding on the next steps. If you notice that flickering gets worse when you move the screen, or if lines are visible even in the BIOS or during startup, it's time to visit a service center. These symptoms often indicate a hardware problem such as a damaged display cable, failing screen panel, or even a motherboard issue. Professional technicians can diagnose and replace faulty components safely. Common hardware fix for persistent flickering is replacing the display cable. Over time, the cable connecting your screen to the motherboard can become loose or damaged, especially if you frequently open and close your laptop. Replacing this cable requires opening the laptop, so it's best handled by a professional if you're not comfortable with hardware repairs. If your laptop screen shows lines or flickers even before Windows loads, the screen panel itself may be failing. Replacing the screen panel is a delicate process that involves removing the old panel and installing a new one. This repair is best performed by a qualified technician to avoid further damage. In rare cases, the flickering may be caused by a problem with the GPU or the motherboard's display circuitry. These issues can be complex and expensive to repair, often requiring specialized equipment and expertise. If you suspect a GPU or motherboard fault, a professional diagnosis is essential before considering replacement. To prevent screen flickering in the future, keep your display drivers up to date, avoid rough handling of your laptop, and use recommended power and brightness settings. Regular maintenance and gentle use can extend the life of your laptop's display and reduce the risk of hardware failures. Regularly updating your operating system and drivers is crucial for maintaining a stable and flicker-free display. Updates often include fixes for known bugs and compatibility improvements. Set your system to check for updates automatically and always install recommended updates to keep your laptop running smoothly. How you handle your laptop can impact its longevity. Avoid slamming the lid shut, carrying the laptop by the screen, or exposing it to extreme temperatures. Gentle handling reduces the risk of damaging internal cables and components, which can help prevent screen flickering and other hardware issues. Using the right power settings can make a big difference in your laptop's performance and display stability. Stick to the balanced power mode for everyday use and avoid aggressive power-saving features that may interfere with screen brightness or refresh rate. These small adjustments can help keep your screen stable and flicker-free. An external monitor is a valuable tool for diagnosing screen issues. If your laptop screen flickers but the external monitor works fine, you can rule out problems with the graphics card or system software. This simple test helps you pinpoint whether the issue is with the laptop's display or something deeper. Adaptive brightness is a feature designed to save power by automatically adjusting your screen's brightness based on ambient light. While useful, it can sometimes cause flickering or unwanted changes in brightness. Disabling adaptive brightness in your settings can help maintain a consistent and stable display. Safe mode is a diagnostic mode that loads only essential drivers and services. If your screen flicker disappears in safe mode, it's a strong indication that a third-party driver or software is causing the problem. This step helps you narrow down the cause and decide whether to update, roll back, or uninstall problematic software. If you see lines or flickering even in the BIOS screen before Windows loads, it's almost certainly a hardware issue. The BIOS runs independently of your operating system, so any display problems here point to the screen, cable, or motherboard. This is a key step in distinguishing between hardware and software faults. Some screen flickering issues are best left to professionals, especially if they involve replacing internal components like the display cable, screen panel, or motherboard. Attempting these repairs without proper tools and experience can cause further damage. Always consult a qualified technician for complex hardware problems. Sum up, laptop screen flickering can be caused by a range of issues, from simple driver problems to complex hardware faults. Start by updating your drivers, checking your refresh rate, and testing with an external monitor. Adjust your brightness and power settings and use safe mode to diagnose software issues. For persistent problems, professional repair may be necessary. Dealing with a flickering laptop screen can be frustrating, but with a systematic approach, most issues can be resolved. Remember to start with the simplest solutions and work your way up. Regular maintenance, gentle handling, and timely updates can go a long way in keeping your laptop's display stable and reliable. Thanks for watching, and here's to a flicker-free experience.